So in a microcontroller OS2, how to create a task. So creating task by calling the function OS task create. So creating a task by passing its address and other argument. So task can be created before you start the multitasking. So see, this is a function to create a task. int at u, that is OS task create. We will pass the argument void pointer task, void pointer pd, void pointer data, OS underscore stack pointer to top of the stack, and priority. Now task pointer is a pointer to the task code. pdata is a pointer to an argument that is passed to your task when it is start executing. ptoss, that is a pointer to top of the stack, and priority assigned to the task. So in this way we can create a task, that is OS task create. So this is the pointer to the task code. This is a pointer to an argument that is passed to your task when it is start executing. This is a pointer to top of the stack. These are the priority of the task. Task synchronization in microcontroller OS2, we are using the semaphore. So when you shared a hardware resource between multiple tasks, so semaphore is a system defined object. So before accessing a hardware, you have to access this semaphore. Once semaphore is available, you can access a shared hardware resource. So microcontroller OS2 semaphore consists of two elements: a 16-bit unsigned integer that will hold the semaphore count. So 16-bit unsigned integer which will hold the semaphore count, and list of the task which is waiting for the semaphore, that is the count. So microcontroller's OS2 semaphore consists of a count associated with the semaphore and list of the tasks waiting for the semaphore. So see, these are the functions: OS semaphore accept, OS semaphore create, OS semaphore delete, OS semaphore pend, OS semaphore post, OS semaphore query. Now see, the task will check whether this key is available. If key is available, that means semaphore is available. You can access a shared resource. This n represents a number of resources available. A flag, that is a semaphore, is used to signal the occurrence of the event. So task OS semaphore create, OS semaphore post. These are the functions. Now see, OS task create will create a task and ready for the execution, that is OS task create. OS time delay, delayed a task for some specific duration. So delay can be mentioned in the terms of clock cycle. So it is the range of 0 to 65,535. So this is the time delay range. OS time delay HMSM, so delay the task for some duration, that is H is hours, that is 0 to 255, M is minute, that is 0 to 59, again S is the second, that is 0 to 59, and millisecond, that is 0 to 999. So task which is delay by calling the function OS time delay can be resumed. Okay, so task is waiting for some duration depending upon number of clock ticks. You can resume that task by calling the function OS time delay. So it will resume the task by calling this function OS time delay. You can call the function OS task delete. It will delete a specific task. So task is not deleted permanently, it will go in a dormant state. Whenever you have to retrieve the information about task, for example task identification number, task priority, type of the task, whether it is a hard real-time task or soft real-time task, you can call the function OS task query will retrieve the information about the task from task control block. OS task suspend or block a task from the execution. So when you suspend this task, kernel will schedule the next task which is having the high priority and which is ready for the execution. So by calling the function OS task suspend, you can block the task from running state, and the kernel will schedule, or scheduler will schedule the task which is ready for the execution and having high priority, so that task will be executed. OS task resume a suspended task. So when you call this function OS task suspend, it will suspend the task or it will block the task. But by calling the function OS task resume, you can resume a suspended task. Next point, that is kernel function and initialization. So kernel should be initialized before you can execute a user task. So microcontroller OS tool provide a kernel initialization and start routing. So OS init, so this is the function or this is a service executed first. So OS initialization is the important. So when you call this function OS initialization, it will initialize different operating system kernel data structure and it will create a idle task. So idle task is a low priority task. It is executed to keep the CPU always busy, so there are no user tasks to execute. So calling function OS init, so this is the function can executed first. It will create idle task. So idle task is a low priority task, so it will keep the CPU always busy whenever there is no task for the execution, and it initializes the different operating system data structure. Now see the idle task. This is a return type void OS underscore task idle. These are the parameters we are passing the arguments. Task is a infinite loop, so while 1. So idle task will keep the CPU always busy. You can disable the interrupt by calling the function OS underscore enter critical. In an idle task, there is one counter which will automatically increment. Once this section is completed, it will call the function OS execute critical. So at this point you can enable the interrupt. So by incrementing the counter, so CPU is always active. Next function is OS start, so start of multitasking. So this function is called after OS initialization. So when you call this OS start function, so it will start the execution of highest priority task which is ready for the execution. So it will find out the highest priority task which is ready for the execution from a ready list, and that task will be executed. So see the code, you have to include the header files. Okay, hash include, you can include the header files. This is a main function which will not return anything, so void. Before writing or before creating a task, you have to initialize the kernel. So initialize the kernel by using OS initialization function. Then you have to create a task. So OS start will be called once you create a task. So OS task create will create your task, and then you can call the function OS start. So this is a multitasking function. It can be called after OS initialization because you have to initialize the kernel. When you initialize the kernel by calling the function, it will create an idle task. So this is the idle task. It will increment a counter automatically, so to keep the CPU always active. Other point, it will initialize the different operating system kernel data structure. So once you initialize the operating system, and then you can create a task, and then you can call the function OS start, so it will start the multitasking. A task scheduling for microcontroller OS 2. So microcontroller OS to support a preemptive priority based scheduling. So it support a 64 task. So each task assigns some priority from 0 to 63. So in which case the task scheduling is happen. The first case is high priority task is ready to run, so scheduling is required, or task is entered in a waiting state by system call that OS task suspend, OS task delete, OS time delay. So whenever high priority task is ready for the execution, in that case the task rescheduling is required, or in other case if task is moved in a waiting state by some system call like task suspend, OS task delete, or OS time delay, you have to reschedule the task. So second possibility, whenever interrupt is occur, you have to go for a task rescheduling. So task scheduling can be happen at a kernel level, that is task level and ISR level. So how to schedule the task at a task level? OS underscore schedule, this is a kernel service, and ISR level scheduling OS interrupt exit. So this is a function call. So task level scheduling, you can call the kernel service, that is OS schedule, and ISR level scheduling you can call the function, that is OS interrupt exit. So for task scheduling you can use a software interrupt, that is OS task switch, and for ISR you can use OS CTX switch, that is executed. So there are two systems called, that is OS scheduler lock, OS scheduler unlock. Now see, the scheduler locking and unlocking is the technique used for exclusive access of shared resource. So you can lock the scheduler or you can unlock the scheduler to access a shared hardware resource. Now see, a task implementation, void is a return type, name is task A, we pass argument. A task is an infinite loop, so while 1, you can write a code for your task so that execute the task specific details. Then we can, before trying to access the shared resource, you can call the function OS scheduler lock. So lock the scheduler and then you can access a shared resource. Once access is over, then you can call unlock function, that is OS scheduler unlock, and then you can write the code. So OS scheduler lock, OS scheduler unlock, these are the system call which is used to access the hardware resource. So within your task, when task A want to access a hardware resource, it can call the function OS scheduler lock. So scheduler is locked, so no other task can be scheduled by the scheduler. When you access the shared resource and work is completed, you can call OS scheduler unlock, so other tasks can access the resource. Next point, that is inter-task communication. Microcontroller OS to support inter-process communication technique for sharing the data and for cooperation among the tasks. So mailbox and message queue. So tasks can communicate with each other for sharing some data or for synchronization. So they can communicate with the help of message. So there are two ways for the communication, mailbox and message queue. So both the function of mailbox and message queue is the same, but difference is that the number of messages supported by them. So message queue will support multiple message and the mailbox will support a single message. So single message can be broadcast to multiple client. So the task which create a mailbox is a server. Another task who want to receive that message, they can subscribe to that mailbox and the this task is called as a client. So server client architecture. So mailbox can post a single message and it can be broadcasted to multiple tasks. The task which is interesting in that message, can they read the message? But in a message queue, it is like a buffer. So first in first out, the message which receive first in a queue will read first. So message queue and mailbox both are used for passing the data in the form of message, a task to another task, or from ISR to the task you can send the message. So mailbox is used for exchanging single message between two tasks or between ISR. So see the functions called OS mailbox create. So it will create a mailbox and it will initialize the mailbox. OS mailbox post a message to the mailbox. So for this function, these are the parameters. First parameter is pointer to mailbox and a pointer variable to pointing to that particular message. Now OS mailbox pend. So it is used by the task to retrieve the message from the mailbox. If the message is available in the mailbox, it is retrieved through the pointer and the message is deleted from the mailbox. If message is not available, task will be go in a waiting list or task will be blocked. So OS mailbox post, it is used for retrieving the message from the mailbox. If the message is available, it can be retrieved by pointer. Using the pointer, it can be retrieved and that particular message is deleted from the mailbox. If message is not available, so task will be go in a waiting state. OS mailbox accept. This function is similar to the OS mailbox pend. It is used to retrieve the message from the mailbox, but if the message is not available, the task which call this function is not blocked. It can continue its execution. That is the difference between OS mailbox accept and OS mailbox pend. OS mailbox query, it is used to retrieve the information about the mailbox. For example, message is available or not, how many number of tasks is waiting for the message. So such type of information you can retrieve by calling the function OS mailbox query. OS mailbox delete, it will delete the mailbox. Next, message queue. So it is used to design for handling multiple message. So it is used for exchanging the message between two or more tasks or between ISR and stars. So it contain message queue, contain a pointer to pointing to the message and a waiting list. So task which is waiting for the message. So how to create a message queue? The function is call is OS queue create. So it will create and initialize the message queue. Array of pointer is allocated for storing the message. OS queue post the message in a message queue. OS queue post the message in a front of message queue. OS queue pend, it is used to retrieve the message from the queue. If message is available, it can be retrieved and then it is deleted. If message is not available, the calling task will be go in a waiting state. OS queue accept, it is very similar to the OS queue pend, but the calling task is not blocked if the message is not available. OS queue query, retrieve the information about the message queue. That means message is available or not, how many number of tasks is waiting for the message. OS queue flush, it will flush all the message in queue, so it will delete all the message present in a queue. So OSQ flush will delete all the message present in a message queue. OSQ delete the message queue. Now see, message queue will support multiple messages and provide option to post the message as an urgent message by passing it in a front of the message queue. Mailbox, only one message at a time. That is the difference.